As you read through problem number 8, you look for the question, how much will this annuity be? Now, when is this annuity going to take place? It will be after she sells the land. So I'm going to divide this problem up into two different colors, two different times. And the first one, the purple one, will be when she owns the land. After she sells the land, then for the next several years, in this case for the next 10 years, she will be getting this annuity. Now recall that an annuity is the same thing as a payment. We will assume in this case that it is what we call an ordinary annuity, that is happening at the end of each year. So as we've done so many times before, I'm going to put a question mark by the unknown. So it is this annuity, this payment that I do not know. Notice that I put two question marks. I'll tell you why in just a moment. Because as we look at the first time period, this is what I would call a two-level problem. I don't know several things. I'm sorry, I don't know one thing in the first time period. But let's read the problem and see what's going on here. It says she invests $80,000 in a piece of land. If she's investing the money, then she just had a cash outlay of $80,000. That's a present value, negative $80,000. And she's going to hold this land for 5 years. During this time, this land will increase in value by 14% per year. During this 5 years, notice that she's not buying any more land. She simply made the one-time lump sum investment of $80,000, and so the payment is 0. But do you see that at the end of the 5 years, what will she be doing? Selling the land. And for how much money? Aha, we do not know. So the future value at the end of the 5 years is something that I do not know. Now thinking ahead, once she sells the land at time 5, she will then invest that money into an account that's going to give her 14% interest rate for the annuity. It's interesting. We could have made this problem a little more, not really challenging, but in some ways it's more confusing because we've got 14% here, and that's how much the land increased in value. When she sells it, oddly enough, just by coincidence, she's going to get a 14% interest rate on the annuity. So we have an I here also of 14%. But this future value of when she sells the land becomes the present value here. So that's thinking a little bit maybe too far ahead because it seems like I have too many question marks. Well, again, this future value, this question mark will be a known in a little bit for this part of the problem here. She's going to provide herself this annuity for 10 years. So n equals 10 over here. So I can go ahead and put that here, n equals 10. a 14% interest rate. It is the payment here, which I should have put double question marks here in the beginning, but I can put it there now. And the future value is actually equal to 0. I hope you know why. Because by then she will have got all of the annuity. She would have gotten all the value with the interest at the end of the 10 years. And so it would not be worth anything at the end of 10 years. So now that I've thought through the entire problem, and it's certainly okay to perhaps do the first part of the problem, and then the second part of the problem is you could kind of stop here and get this result for the future value, but I choose to do it all at one time. So making an adjustment here, get more of my calculator in focus. I am first of all going to do the first part to get that future value. So I have 5 years at a 14% return on my land. I paid $80,000 for the land. That was an investment. I made no future payments of any kind, and so the future value will be $154,033.17. Writing that down for my future value here, $154,033.17. And that is going to now be transferred over to my present value. So right up here, sold the land same day. I turned right around and deposited that into an account. So that's why that's negative. So now notice that I've got everything that I need in the second grid column. Coming back to my calculator, it's really convenient, but all I have to do is change sign and then enter that as my present value. Okay, great. N is going to be 14. The I, oops, I made a mistake. Let me show you how easy it is to clear that. The N was 10, not 14. Okay. The I is still 14, though that's already in there. I put it in there once again. I will not have a future value. We indicated earlier why. And now when I press PMT, that would tell me the amount of my annuity. There we have our answer, $29,530. There's some change. So writing that down as my final result, the answer is $29,530.24. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that problem. Once again, kind of look at it as a two-stage or a multi-level problem.